that the second one? Is that a
Oh my God, what's going on? What's going on here? What's going on?
About 1,000 times a year, a tornado forms in the atmosphere above the United States. They can be many miles high and full of dust. They can also be thin and transparent. Or filled with water vapor and pure white. No matter what the size or shape, they do not form predictably and do not sit still for scientific study. Tornadoes are part of small weather systems called mesoscale systems. These operate between weather stations where there is little or no instrumentation. Because tornadoes are so short-lived, we have very few reliable airflow measurements, and the secrets of how and why they form remain a mystery, even after 50 years of our best efforts. Television news coverage can generate a lot of interest in tornadoes.
All along I-35, people stopped and watched the storm come right at them. Try one more?
We're good. You can do one more if you want.
Let me do one more. 3, 2.
Hang on, no, I'm not ready.
3, 2, 1. All along I-35, people stopped their cars to watch the storm head right for them.
Beautiful.
It won't let me through. This is incredible.
This is often followed by a lot of the same old questions. Why do tornadoes form? Why did this one form here? Why did it move the way it did? Why did it look so different? Why does one area seem to get hit more often than others? Does topography influence tornado formation? And of course, how high was the wind speed?
This is unreal.
Tornadoes are difficult to study, and some of the methods that might seem obvious are really not very useful at all.
When it hits that field right there, as soon as it hits that house, I'm downstairs.
Somebody call State Farm, get full coverage on my car.
Oh, shit. Parents had a big maple fall on their house just this past last Friday.
Look at the stuff flying. Man, that is unreal.
Hey, Brian, twist it right here, too. It looks like it's weak.
For instance, after capturing more than 1,000 different tornadoes on video, one would think that these images would be helping us understand why they do and do not form.
Right over in here.
Man, I got
There is coming through an open field.
unbelievable. I've been waiting all spring to get some
real?
of this, man.
Can I see? What is all that in the air?
Just debris and stuff. There's a yard sale sign.
We was coming through Illinois about 2 years ago, and there's a huge one. I mean, we was driving down the road, and it was chasing us down the road. If we would have had a video camera, man, we'd...
Isn't that something? There's the bottom of it.
Let's go inside now.
I'm okay. Get in here.
These videos usually tell us more about human nature than about the nature of tornadoes.
Isn't that something? I wonder if that's under somebody's house, though.
It's in somebody's backyard.
It looks like it ain't hardly moving, doesn't it?
I don't think it is.
Go ahead and grab the float, son.
Yeah, the floats aren't working.
Look at that.
I didn't grab the floats.
Come on. Boy, if it gets over here, we're going to get the dogs in the house. Hurry up.
April, dude. In the house?
In the center, still right above the house. Some limbs. Man, isn't that something, son?
Where the black coat on?
Go check. All the trees. Get in the bathroom.
Is this the same place right here?
Huh? Man, isn't that something?
Oh, bombs.
She's not coming home yet.
That'd be upstairs in my room.
Man. What is that?
My room.
The window just broke?
So that's my living room. Almost every window in the house is breaking, Dad.
Don't worry about it, son.
Hang here, going down one left. Dude, come here. Give it up.
They won't last long.
It was a small one.
Where's your Jeep?
Right in the wind. I don't think we'll have a top of it.
Ain't that something?
7:59.
A few are useful for public safety education. Some tornadoes form quickly and don't look like a tornado to an oncoming vehicle.
There it is, crossing the crossing the interstate. Watch, see if it takes out the signs.
God, this
Oh, that truck. Oh, jeez. Tornado crossing I-40.
Oh my God, it's right beside me here.
The thing is about 1,000 feet southeast of us. Oh my God, look at that. We're at exit 110.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my goodness. Am I dreaming or what? Let's get out of the RFD dust and get some better.
Yeah.
God, that semi drove right through it.
That's a tornado. It's past us, though.
The secrets of tornado formation probably don't lie in the funnel itself. They lie in the flow of air around and into the tornado.
Come back.
No.
Come back.
They went right over it. There it is. Look at that. Right in there.
Wow. Come here. Come here, Kitty. Come here.
Some video, often taken by expert storm chasers, does show us cloud features that we will have to explain. For instance, many have a bright area in the sky, not far from the tornado. This seemingly insignificant feature might be an important part of one mechanism of tornado formation. It's called the clear slot and is caused by an airflow called the rear flank downdraft.
Wrapped in rain.
Other video shows thin rain curtains surrounding the tornado, as if nature was setting up her own cylindrical tornado chamber, using rain to either shield the vortex from outside disturbances or perhaps provide an air movement that helps trigger the tornado. Most home videos don't show very much of the storm, focusing on just the tornado, and they're taken very randomly. One day they'll be from some big city.
Esteban Lamela, reporter, 23. Ahí. Whoa. Would you stop? Awesome. Oh yeah, baby. Get the strap in.
Look at it swirling. It's going to go right downtown. Look, it's all coming together. Look at this.
That's the tornado right here, fellas. This is it.
But since only a tiny part of the country is covered by big cities, most tornadoes have a more rural setting.
There goes the house. I can get the hell out of here. Another house. All right, it's time to get in the house.
We need ways of studying tornadoes systematically, on a daily basis, under controlled conditions. With supercomputers in short supply, and storm chasing limited to just 2 months a year, physical modeling just might prove to be a useful off-season alternative.